Please rise as the Simsbury Police Department Honor Guard escorts in the newly elected First Select Woman and the newly elected Board of Selectmen members. Would Eric Wellman please come up to deliver the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Olivia Gallo will now sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And please give a round of applause to our amazing Simsbury Police Department, led by our police chief, Nick Bolter. Good evening and welcome to this beautiful ceremony, which I always look forward to. And I'm honored that First Select Woman-elect Wendy Max Studis asked me to participate. First and foremost, I wanted to thank and welcome our wonderful Lieutenant Governor, who's joining us here this evening to administer the oath of office to Wendy. The Lieutenant Governor is an incredible leader of our state, especially during the pandemic, and she's a great friend of Simsbury and has honored us by her presence. Let's give a round of applause to our Lieutenant Governor. I wanted to recognize our former First Select Woman, Anita Mielert, is here. Give her a round of applause, please. And I wanted to give special recognition to our outgoing Board of Selectmen members, Jackie Bedos and Mike Payne, who have given incredible service to our town, and I know they're not going anywhere, so we're all the better for that. Madam First Select Woman Wendy Mcstudis, congratulations and thank you for inviting me to participate in this beautiful ceremony. To Max and Kevin, my very best wishes. We know that you're glad that the campaign is over and that you are very proud. To Selectman-elect Wellman, Selectman Peterson, Selectman-elect Amber Abule, Selectman Askham, and Selectman-elect Getz, congratulations. And to all the newly elected and re-elected board and commission members, congratulations. I know firsthand the joy of this ceremony as I took my own very first oath as the newly elected selectman 18 years ago. And I'm only 25. Don't laugh. Tonight we gather in darkness. The earth has shifted and we cannot see clearly our way ahead. Our world indeed is engulfed in darkness, fear, and uncertainty. We seek light and hunger for comfort and solace and hope. And it is here we find it in this grand celebration of our democracy, the orderly and decent transition of government, the affirmation that we are a rising nation, abundant in promise and possibility. And for that we say, glory, glory, hallelujah. Tonight we turn a page in Simsbury's story, transitioning to a new first select woman. Americans are generous and strong and decent, not because we believe in ourselves, but because we hold beliefs beyond ourselves. When this spirit of citizenship is missing, no government program can replace it. When this spirit is present, no wrong can stand against it. We find that spirit of citizenship in First Selectman Wendy Max Studis. During the campaign, people would ask me what Wendy's campaign was all about. Quite simply, I responded, Wendy believes in Simsbury, its incredible past and bright future. Wendy has a bold agenda that she intends to implement. Wendy believes in an open and transparent government. Wendy believes in fiscal responsibility. Wendy believes that our students, parents, and teachers deserve the tools and resources necessary to grow and thrive. Wendy believes in advocating for our seniors and most vulnerable. Wendy believes in promoting sensible economic growth. She believes in protecting our most precious natural resources. And she believes in a community that embraces diversity and inclusion. She believes in Simsbury and its extraordinary citizens and possibilities that lay ahead. But Wendy will embrace those challenges. She's a problem solver with a keen intellect, a big heart, and a great mind. She's ready to tackle a multitude of complex issues from education to public safety to environmental stewardship with strategic foresight and a calm and steady hand. Wendy Mcstudis is a kind and compassionate and will work in a bipartisan manner towards a better tomorrow for our amazing town. She's a peacemaker and a consensus builder. She's all about building up people. After the Declaration of Independence was signed, Virginia statesman John Page wrote to Thomas Jefferson, "We know the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Do you not think an angel rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm?" Much time has passed since Jefferson arrived for his inauguration. The years and changes accumulate, but the themes of this day, he would know, our nation's grand story of courage and its simple dream of dignity. We are not the story's author, who fills time and eternity with his purpose, yet his purpose is achieved in our duty, and our duty is fulfilled in service to one another. Never tiring, never yielding, never finishing, we renew that purpose today to make our country, our state, our town more just and generous, to affirm the dignity of the lives in every life. This work continues, the story goes on, and an angel still rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm. Our nation's grand story of courage and its simple dream of dignity continues right here in Simsbury tonight. And for this I say again, glory, glory, hallelujah. Thank you. I now call upon the Lieutenant Governor to administer the oath of office to the newly elected First Select Women.
Thank you so much, Representative John Hampton, for those great words and for your service as a state representative. The governor and I so appreciate your service and collaboration. And we thank you for your fierce advocacy for this beautiful town. And I wanted to say a few words before I have the great honor of swearing Wendy Max Studis in as the new First Selectman. First of all, I want to thank all of the candidates who ran. And some won, some did not, but our democracy thrives because people put themselves out there. And let me just tell you, as someone who's done it, it takes a lot of courage and bravery to do that. So thank you to the candidates. And I want to say thank you to a special group of people who we honored in November. And those are our veterans. Those are the people who literally put their lives on the line so that we can have this great privilege that we have as Americans to choose our leaders through voting, which is, I believe, one of our most precious rights as citizens. So I would just ask if we have veterans of our United States military services, if they would please stand so that we could say thank you to them for their service. Have any among us? We must have some veterans. Thank you, gentlemen, for your great service to our country. And I want to say thank you to the first responders. And I know we have some with us tonight, and I think we have realized during this global pandemic that we are in how important they have been to keeping us all safe. So let us say thank you to our first responders. And finally, I want to thank a very special, generous, and supportive group of people. And I am speaking about the families of the office holders that we are about to swear in, because they have already sacrificed a lot, and they have given a lot, and they will continue to serve as the elected officials that we swear in this evening will serve. So I would just ask if we have family members of those that are getting sworn in to please stand up so that we can say thank you to you for your service. We are so very grateful, and if anybody needs my husband's phone number, he provides spousal counseling to those in public service. With that, I'm so honored to be here to celebrate a new chapter, a new day in Simsbury's great history. And before I say a few words about Wendy, I do want to say thank you to a man who's devoted a considerable amount of time to leading this town and has even chosen to continue to serve in a different way. Eric Wellman, thank you so much. The governor and I have loved working with you, and we appreciate all the guidance that you are about to give to the town. So thank you for your continued service. I'll say that public service is in itself a remarkable act, but when you add a global pandemic into the equation, it is really quite a challenge. So I want to thank each of the people who are stepping up today to serve, whether it's on the Board of Selectmen or the Board of Ed. And I will say a special word of thanks to those who are going to be serving on the Board of Education, because this is a moment where it is all about the future and safety of our children. And so we appreciate very much those who are going to be all about making sure that our children's future is safe, secure, and productive. So thank you to our Board of Education folks for serving. And to the Board of Ed, the Board of Selectmen, the Board of Finance, thank you for serving at a time when a transformative amount of federal funding is coming to this town. And I hope that you use it in a way that's going to uplift our families, in a way that will support education, support infrastructure, support all of the things that will help our families thrive. And I think Simsbury has chosen well, and you will be in a good position to invest that transformational funding we haven't seen since FDR and the New Deal, in a way that is going to help the people of Simsbury the most. So good luck with all of that. I know that you are up to this very big task. And I'm so very delighted to be here to swear in my friend, Wendy Max Studis. She is someone who comes into this new office with all the right experience. There isn't a board or commission that she has not helped or served on. You know, she's been on the personnel subcommittee. She's been a liaison to the Board of Education. She's been on the technology task force. She's worked on the Aging and Disability Commission and Community for Care, and that's just a few of the things. In other words, she's been immersed in this beautiful community, raising her family and serving as a select woman. And she, if you've even talked to her 5 minutes, is a person that you know who has this incredible energy, incredible enthusiasm, and compassion for people. And I know that she comes into this new role with vision. She has a whole list of things that she wants to work on that's going to make this beautiful town even better. And she brings to this new role incredible integrity and passion for doing what's right for the town. She's somebody that is collaborative, that wants to work with others regardless of party. So with that, I can't tell you what an honor it is to get ready to swear her in. And I do want to invite her family up so that they can be right here behind her. Darn it, what did I do with that oath? There it is. Awesome. All right. So Wendy, yep, you take your mask off. All right. And if you would please raise your right hand. Can we get you just in a little bit? Wendy Max Studis, do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge according to law your duties as first selectman of the town of Simsbury to the best of your ability, so help you God.
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I now call upon the town clerk, Trish Monroe, to please rise and to come up and swear in the newly elected Board of Selectmen.
Good evening and congratulations to all of the newly elected Board of Selectmen members. I would ask if you would please stand. And if you would kindly raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, the duties of the office of as a member of the Board of Selectmen to the best of your abilities, so help you God? Thank you.
Would all other elected officials please rise and come up to the front of the auditorium to be sworn in?
Good evening and congratulations to all of you. Would you kindly raise your right hands for your oath? Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as an elected official of the town of Simsbury to the best of your abilities, so help you God? Thank you so much.
Congratulations, one and all. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce, for the first time, our new first select woman, Wendy Jermaine Max Studis.
Thank you, John. Welcome to everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank John for emceeing tonight and for saying such lovely words to all of us. And thank you to Lieutenant Governor Susan Bisowitz. It was really an honor to have you swear me in. I think she's on her way to another swearing in downstate. I'd like to recognize ex-First Selectman Anita Mealert, who is here with us tonight. A big thank you to Trish Monroe, our town clerk, for swearing everyone in. Thank you to Tom Fitzgerald for putting tonight's program together. Thank you to Olivia Gallo and the Simsbury High a cappella group for your beautiful voices. And thank you to our dedicated police chief and deputy police chief and the honor guard for the escort. I want to give a big thank you to my family for their love, support, and patience over the past few months. My newly retired husband, Max, has been a true partner during the election. And he's also been a partner since we started our lives here in Simsbury in 1987. My oldest son, Kevin, is here. He's the reason I took on my first room parenting gig and why I'll always be known as a hockey mom. My daughter, Leah, she's not here tonight. She provided moral support from the Upper West Side and enjoyed the fun of Election Day. I also have to give a big thank you to our fabulous town staff. Town Manager Maria Capriola, and Deputy Town Manager Melissa Appleby not only manage our business, but are also members of our community, raising their young families here. They've all done their best to run the town while keeping us all safe during this ongoing pandemic. Now to get to the heart of why we are here tonight. Congratulations to all of you, our newly elected officials. I think I need a clap. We were elected to office by gaining the trust of our neighbors and friends who believe that we have what it takes to provide oversight, make decisions, engage with each other, and set policy for our town. We showed them we were willing and able to give up our free time to make sure Simsbury gets the best level of commitment and service from everyone that deserves. To quote Leslie Knope, "There's nothing we can't do if we work hard, never sleep, and shirk all other responsibilities in our lives." So it's time for our new Board of Selectmen to get to work. Eric Wellman, Sean Askham, Chris Peterson, Amber Abuel, and Heather Getz. I'd like to thank you, Eric, for your leadership over the last 4 years as our first selectman. We are grateful for your time and commitment to the job. I'd also like to thank Sean for his service as a deputy first selectman. He did a fantastic job. To Chris, who's beginning a third term, and a welcome to Heather, who's shown her commitment to our community. I also want to give a big congratulations and special thanks to Amber, who has agreed to serve as our next deputy first selectman. I'm really excited to work with all of you. So our program says that I'm here to give closing remarks for tonight's ceremony. But what I'm really giving are my opening remarks as Simsbury's new first selectman. We live in a special place, not only because of the great schools, natural resources, 350 plus year history, to name a few, but because of the true sense of community that we all feel living here. I plan to lead by example, exhibiting fairness, a willingness to listen with a show of respect to all of you. I promise to work as a bipartisan team leader with my fellow selectmen and as a consensus builder with all boards and commissions. One of my priorities is to share information with all of you, to help you better understand how our government works, and to keep you informed of the decision-making process. Town government is a two-way street. We need you to do your part by letting us know where resources are needed. Right now, we need to continue working for the greater good on this pandemic that apparently isn't going away anytime soon, and we need to do what it takes to get this thing in the rearview mirror. These last 2 years have made something very clear to all of us, and that's the importance of our town assets. Our parks, trails, schools, town buildings, library, public safety, and infrastructure. It also highlighted the wide-ranging needs of all of our residents. It illustrates how critical it is for us on the Board of Selectmen to make sure we invest wisely in these key assets. They are all integrated into the fabric that makes Simsbury what it is and what our future will be. So that's why we need to make smart and informed policy decisions that shape how we live. We saw how the decisions made by our Board of Ed impacted our family life. We have smart, common sense people that are responsible for our schools, and at this time it was very critical. There's work to be done between our board as we ask for improved and expanded schools that will have a major impact to our capital plan. Our planning and zoning commissions will be working with us on upcoming decisions regarding legalization of marijuana and how to proceed with affordable housing, specifically ADUs in Simsbury. And our Board of Finance, they're there to make sure we can afford the services and capital improvements that we provide to all of you. We need to do that in a way to retain and attract businesses and residents who want Simsbury as their home. There are always hard decisions, and this year will have challenges. But my mantra will be to keep the best interest of Simsbury in my heart and mind, and to always stand up for what I believe is right. So in closing, to take care of a little business, I'm going to have my first office hours tomorrow from 1 to 4. All visitors must follow town protocol, and there will be more information posted along with times and contact information on my First Selectman page at simsbury-ct.gov. To close, this year was a blur for all of us. The holiday season is here, Thanksgiving is over, Hanukkah ended last night, and in a little over 2 weeks, it will be Christmas. My grandma Lil used to always say, "Time marches on." We should enjoy every day and live the short time we have here to do the best we can for ourselves, for our loved ones, and our community, and leave this place in good shape for those yet to come. Thank you again for being here tonight.
I now call upon the Simsbury High School's a cappella group, Andiamo, to join us up here for a closing song.
You say I took the name in vain, but I don't even know the name. And if I did, then really, what's it to ya? There's a blaze of light with every word. It doesn't matter what you heard, the holy or the broken. Hallelujah. 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 I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't want to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah.
That was stunning, and thank you so much. It just speaks to the amazing caliber of our schools and our students and our Board of Ed and teachers, and it was really amazing. Thank you so much. There will be a reception immediately following the ceremony. I do ask that everyone rise, and we're going to retire the colors, and the honor guard will escort the newly elected First Selectwoman and the newly elected Board of Selectmen out to the rotunda. Thank you so much for joining us.